right here just on YouTube, bringing some type of entertainment right here just for you.
Hello, everybody. We are back for another episode of Book Club. Yay! Happy Wednesday, you guys. I call it Wisdom Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? Because we get some brains going. And also, we come and we meet here on Wisdom for Book Club. So, for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is Moett, which stands for Motivation Over Everything That Trends. And I am the Motivational Queen. And my mission in life is to help others bring their dreams and goals into reality by showing them how to make a shift in their mindset, teaching them how to tap in with their higher self, and holding them accountable for their personal development. Now, the reason that I created Book Club is to not only hold me accountable for my reading, but to also open a platform for others to allow themselves to be held accountable for their reading. Because, reading empowers you. Reading, especially me, I'm real big on personal development books. I'm big on books that allow you to truly make a shift within your mindset. I'm big on books that allow you to expand your way of thinking, different things like that. So that's the reason that I created Book Club, for those of the people that are like me and want to be able to have somebody to come together with and discuss some books, talk about some books, different things like that. So what I do is I come on and I go over what I got from the reading, and then I open the platform for someone else who may have done the reading or may have previously read the book to come on and talk about it themselves as well. So definitely, once I'm done reviewing, then definitely you guys can chime in, tap in, and give your insights. So initially this week we read pages 99 through 127, and it started out with the walls of Babylon. Now, this this story was about how Babylon was under siege, basically. It was under attack. People were trying to like get in. People knew that the people weren't there protecting it. The army wasn't there protecting it. So they were really trying to get in. So for 3 weeks and 5 days, the city was under attack. Yet the soldier that watched at the gate continued to reassure the worried citizens that the walls would hold up, and they did. Because the citizens were running up to him consistently, like, "Oh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Are we gonna be all right? Is the walls gonna not gonna fall in?" And he was like, "Nah, we're gonna be good. We cool. We good. Them walls ain't coming down." So he was right. The walls didn't come down. They might have lost some people during the fight, but they did not win the battle, and the people ended up being safe. Now, the walls were an outstanding example of man's need and desire for protection. We cannot afford to be without adequate protection. This basically signifies the importance of having financial plans in place just in case anything happens, meaning having things like life insurance, savings, etc., etc. Because you never know the things that may happen in life and different things like that. And that's whenever rainy day funds, emergency funds, different things like that come into place. Like Coach Stormy always says that if you can't afford to be sick, then basically you're broke. Basically, that's what she says. And I know it sounds harsh, but the reality is that that is true. Like, honestly, that is true. Like, we got to put ourselves in a place of disciplining ourselves, where we not only make sure that things are paid the way they're supposed to be paid, but we're also able to make investments whenever they come up, for us to be able to take opportunities, because that's how the wealthy continue to remain wealthy, because they have those finances sitting to the side where they can be like, "Hey, oh, you got that good business idea, you got that good thing that you're a pro at in your field and everything. Yeah, of course, I'm gonna invest in it." And then they continuously, their money makes more money, and that money makes more money, and all of that. And that's how we have to be as well. We have to start putting ourselves in the mindset of putting aside money to be able to have for an investment whenever it comes along, to be able to have for if anything happens. So, like, let's say if you're working a regular 9 to 5 and you get sick, or your kid gets sick, or your spouse gets sick, and you got to take a couple of days off. So what happens with that is that if you're in a place where you're just living paycheck to paycheck. You haven't put anything to the side. You haven't saved anything. You haven't been able to make any investments or anything like that. Whenever you have to take that time off, then it ends up hurting you because you're behind on these hours. So now you got to worry about the fact of, dang, I'm short on these hours. So how am I going to be able to recoup that and everything like that? So it's important to make sure that we have those things in place because, especially whenever it comes to life insurance, different things like that, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You could walk outside tomorrow and a airplane particle just falls straight out the sky, and you ain't even know it was going to happen. And now, dang, now your family gotta bury you. And it's just like, if you don't have life insurance, then it's just like, what the crap? Because a lot of people are setting up GoFundMe's and different things like that, and GoFundMe isn't a way to pay for funerals. I mean, it's, you can go for it, but at the end of the day, it's better to just give your family that peace of mind to be able to have those things in place. Now, the next thing that it talked about is the camel trader of Babylon. So it talked about a story of this guy named Tarkad, who owed the camel trader Dabasir and could not repay him, and Dabasir made him feel bad about it. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. In the beginning, reading this first part of this story, I was like, man, that dude is so messed up. How he gonna do that boy like that? Like, I was mad. I was like, man, how he gonna do that boy like that? But it's, you gotta go through the story. If you read the story, you know what I'm talking about. So Dabasir took Tarkad out to eat with him and ordered himself plenty of food, but only cool water for Tarkad. Then he told a story that made everyone crowd around with their food in order to listen. Now, Tarkad had been hungry, starving. He ain't had no food. He was feeling some type of way. Now, y'all know this really made me upset whenever I was reading it, because I was like, man, how he gonna do that boy like that? He gonna take him out to eat, know this boy is starving, know this boy is hungry, and he gonna order all of this food in his face to sit there eating in his face and only give him some water. Then he gonna start talking about a story to bring everybody else around with their food to be eating in his face too. It was so messed up. But let me continue on. So Dabasir told the story of his journey when he was in debt, lost his wife, and ended up being a slave. And basically, what that story was is that, just in a synopsis, basically, he had lost everything. He ended up doing some messed up stuff that ended up turning him into slavery and different things like that. And then on his journey back to becoming a more disciplined man and a more what's the word, respected man in Babylon, then he had went through that time where he ain't have no food and he was hungry, and he was just like, he made up in his mind that he had to change his perception. He had to change his perception of how he looked at his situation and decide that he wasn't going to play the victim, that he wasn't going to play the small card, that he wasn't going to give up, that he wasn't going to quit, that he wasn't going to tap out, that he was the person that he said and believed that he was, and he was going to get up and go after everything no matter what. He didn't care if he was hungry or whatever. So then that's how the story changed around, and I was like, all right, I get it. So this story inspired Tarkad to get up and make a difference in his own life. Now, after the story and Tarkad's understanding and revelation, then Dabasir got warm food for both him and Tarkad. Now, the lesson behind that was, where the determination is, the way can be found. And that is so true and profound, because if you want to do a thing, you're going to do it. If you want to do something, you will find a way. It doesn't matter. Come hell or high water, you will find a way to be able to make it happen. Because if you don't, then basically you're going to find an excuse. If you don't really want to do it, if you don't really want to figure it out, if you don't really want to pursue this gift, this dream, this goal, then basically you're just going to be like, yeah, I can't do it. You'll find whatever reason you can to not even pursue it. And you can't do that. If you truly want a thing and you want it bad enough, then you're going to find a way to make it happen. Marina Worry says that at the end of the day, you either got excuses or results. So at the end of the day, are you meeting the things and doing the things that you know you need to do in order to continue to move your life forward? in order to continue to transform your life the way you need to? Because at the end of the day, if you're not doing what you need to do in order to move your life forward, then basically you're just ending up with a whole lot of excuses. Oh, well, if I had more time. Oh, well, if I had more money. Oh, well, if I had more connections. No, find a way, figure it out, adjust, pivot, do what you have to do to be able to make it happen. And that's what that was about. Sorry, I went on the whole I went on a whole spiel. But the next thing was the clay tablets from Babylon. And basically, these tablets were written by Dabasir, showing his plan to get out of debt, how he stuck with the plan, and how he successfully got out of debt and once again became a well respected man in Babylon. So that goes to show that whenever you want to do something, write it down. I don't care how great your memory is right now or anything like that. I don't care how much you can recite things, write it down. Not just putting it in your notes, not just typing it up in an email. Actually take time to write it down. Because whenever you take time to write it down, then it makes it connect with you that much more. It makes it resonate with you that much more. Because now the act of writing, which I need to do research on that, the act of writing and how it affects your memory and different things like that, because it just connects you that much more to the thing that you're working towards, and it allows you to remember it that much more. So I'm definitely gonna do some more research on that to see like what's the association with that, so that way I can incorporate it with my speakers and different things like that. But that's all I have for my reading, what I got from the reading. And basically, in a nutshell, I could say that this segment of the reading was basically talking about, for one, getting out of debt. Getting out of debt and making up in your mind that you want to do a thing and doing it. Not just saying that you want to do it, not just continuously being like, oh, well, I'll do it tomorrow, not procrastinating, not putting it off, just actually getting up and doing that thing. Start putting one foot in front of the other. It doesn't mean that you got to run clean up the staircase. Of course, you don't got to do that. You ain't been training for 6 months. You ain't been on a walk in 6 months. So nobody's expecting you to run up the staircase. But can you take a step? And then can you take another one? And then can you take another one? Just continue putting one foot in front of the other and taking steps to get to where you want to be, to where you need to be. And the whole synopsis of this book is getting yourself to a place where you are paying yourself first, and you're allowing room for you to start changing the financial trajectory of your life and your family's life. Now, this week, we're going to be reading pages 128 to 147, and then that will be the end of this book, y'all. That will be the end of this book. We are at the end. Yes. Woo! And then after this, after next week, whenever we go live next week, then I'll be letting you guys know what's the next book that we're going to be reading. Definitely, if you guys have any suggestions, you're a part of the book club, you don't see a book in the catalog, or you see a book in the catalog that you've always wanted to read and you would like for us to read it and to discuss it and different things like that, drop me a line. I'm very friendly. I'm very open. I'm very, what's the word? Personable. I'm not stuck up. I'm not egotistical. I'm not any of that. So definitely just drop me a line. Be like, hey, I'm a part of the book club. Show me evidence that you're a part of the book club, and be like, hey, can we read this book? And I'll add it in the queue. Definitely, if you're not already a part of the book club, click the link in my bio. Join the book club. As soon as you join, you get access to my book catalog of over 100 plus personal development books. I'm always adding books in there, especially whenever I'm doing reading and they talk about a different book, or I'm watching a video, or I'm watching a seminar and they're talking about a different book, and I'm able to find that book and I'm able to add it into the catalog. Like, most of the books for the book club are in the catalog, but some of the books, like very few, like maybe like 4 or 5, are not in the catalog, and those would be on my Amazon storefront. But for the most part, the books are free. The reading is free. There are no excuses as to why you can't make it happen, how you can't make it happen, different things like that, because this is a platform for you to be able to read at your heart's desire, nurture your personal development, nurture your mindset, nurture your forward thinking, the things that you want to do and the things that you want to achieve. So definitely make it happen. I'm here for you, but you also got to be here for yourself. All right, that's really all I got for you guys. Remember that life is too short to be anything but motivated. Now get out there and turn your dreams into a vision and make that your reality. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.